Night of Destruction number 3 of Season 3 of the Low Budgets 2015 continues on. We just finished the Enduro, Tommy, now moving into the skid plate race. After a bit of a break, we had 2 main events that took place on the NASCAR side of the racetrack. So now we're getting back into race mode, but unfortunately we're taking a closer look at your skid plate.
Yeah, no, it wasn't looking promising after we pulled into the pits with that car and noticed it wasn't even there. It was still out on the track. It got towed in. And we had Keith take a look at it. I took a look at it. Keith said, this car might be done forever.
Yeah.
I said, Keith, let's wait on that. I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, this car's done forever.
Yeah.
The wiring, there's a lot of chewed up wires. And, I mean, when I say chewed up, it's not like they were cut with a knife or scissors or anything. These things are ripped apart, pulled in different directions.
Pulled from the limbs.
Yeah, so this car is definitely done for the night. And it might be done for its life. That might have been it.
So that's a car that's been around for a while. That'll be a pretty big...
Now, what we tried to do is after we took 5 minutes to look at that thing, we scrambled. And I put you on the case of this, and you were helping me out a tremendous amount. I have a car that I'm going to be running, front-wheel drive car, 4-cylinder, that I'll be running in the trailer race because I don't have a full-size car at the moment. So I told you, try to take the skid plates from my Camry and put it on this older Camry. And you tried.
I tried. It didn't fit.
Yeah, the wheel, the lug pattern, and everything else was just not the same.
And we felt so close to it.
Immediately after we figured out the skid plates weren't going to work, Jeffrey jumped in his skid plate car. You're ready to drive the number 00, like usual, the S&J car. And while you go do some skid plate racing, I now have got to chain this car up to a boat. So Keith and I, we're going to go out there and chain up a boat. Good luck to you in the skid plate race, because I know you're going to need it.
I think I am going to need it. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for skid plate racing. It's coming up now. Oh, shit.
You're good.
All right, see ya. I have my transponder. We'll see if that works. Luckily, he has nowhere to go. So my starter wouldn't work, which is a pain in the butt, but it happens. We're going skid plate racing, folks. So they let me drink. That was a mistake. Uh-oh. I think we're going racing. It's been a fun start to the night. Demolition Derbies after this and the trailer race. Trailer race, once we get there, it's like, all right, we almost, oh my goodness. Good start. my marker. So I'm catching up to the 12. I don't know if my transponder is going to work, but I'm passing him right now. I should, in theory, be in the top 10. Let's see how this goes. I hope my trick works. Nope, it didn't. It's a shame that my transponder's not working, because this is quite obviously a race. So I passed the 07. I'm riding behind the 04 who's on the lead lap, so we'll see. We'll see where he clocks in. 47 is. And I should be 7th right now. So we made it up to 7th. The board won't show it. Here we go. It's because my transponder apparently isn't working, unfortunately. Which means I also won't kill this car to gain a position, but the 07's like, oh boy, where are you going? Where are you going? Are you kidding me right now? Okay. So there's the 07. So now technically I'm in 8th, I guess. that thing says. Oh boy, that's a bumper. I don't want to run over that. So I would be battling for 6th right now. There's a 47. It's a shame I'm having such a good skip plate race. Oh well, this is fun though. Alright, so we passed the 07. I'm gonna spin out for fun. So we're halfway. My transponder. Oh! There goes the radiator on the 07 machine. So he's out. So now I'm in 7th. Feels good to be able to drive through the field like this. There's the 47. I want to pass him. It won't mean nothing. Now I'm in 10th. Interesting. So maybe my transponder's only worked a couple times. It just clicked me into 10th. I don't know who what. Where are you going? Guy's a good racer. I'm enjoying racing with him. So we have 5 laps to go. According to this, the next car that I can pass is the number 6. So this 04 car apparently wrecked Tommy pretty bad. I'm done following you guys around. Saved it! Whoa! That car's blowing up, the 16 machine. He's also gonna spin out. I don't trust either of these guys. I wonder why. Yep. I got you. 29 cars took the green flag in the skid plate race. Tommy, not all of them finished. A lot of big pileups out there. You're still in the pit area getting everything ready, but hey, I was able to pull in and get a top 10 with that finish.
Very good after literally jamming out there. I mean, you weren't a timely person, but not bad. Another top 10.
Now, folks, as we talked about at the intro of this, we had quite a bit of time to get the many things that we had to get ready. But in that amount of time, I didn't plan on having an odd issue with my skid plate car. So I pulled out just before the green flag came out in this race. Why did I pull out so close to that being late? Well, we mentioned that everyone was heading over to Tommy's car to help get you all strapped up, get your car all hooked up, and go trailer racing.
Yep.
Well, when everyone went over there, I hopped into my skid plate car and turned the key. And absolutely nothing happened. Not a single thing started up. Turned it again. Turned it again. It's not cranking. It's acting like the battery's not hooked up. That's how quiet it is.
Yeah.
Except for the lights on the dash are turning on.
So there's obviously a battery connected.
There's something weird. Exactly. The battery's there. The battery's not dead. Something's weird with this car, and it's not doing anything.
Now, you've had a key issue with that car in the past, Jeffrey. It was clear that it was your ignition switch that went bad. Hey, you were stuck, Jeffrey. You literally rolled out on the track as soon as the green flag was coming out. What happened was, from what I heard, is the ignition tumbler where you have your key. You were turning it, and it had no response. Keith popped the hood open, thinking it was a starter. At the time, it was dark. You couldn't even find the dang thing.
No.
And so he did the next best thing. Popped off the plastic ignition switch at the end of that key, and it looks like that's what fixed it.
Yeah, surprisingly, like you said, we thought it was a starter issue, and it's something that we're gonna keep an eye on this car and see what it's doing. But we think we found the fix with it. In it being in the ignition switch was a surprise that kind of caught us off guard. You mentioned that we've been having issues with the ignition, but it's just that sometimes the key.
You have to jiggle it a lot and stuff like that.
Sometimes the key, but I guess something at some point between the last race pissed it off.
Yep.
It was fine when we parked it in its spot, but we get to race time and of course something's got to happen.
Of course.
Right? That's the fun part of it. So I get out to the racetrack and then green flag comes out. I think I was almost in the middle of having a drink, and the green flag comes out, and just hit the gas, and immediately the front straightaway clogs up. A bunch of cars spinning out. So I just kind of, took my time working through the field, and I noticed right when I got out on the track that my transponder was still in my pocket. So what did I do?
Yeah, that's not going to read very good in your pocket.
No, it won't. So I'm looking around. I'm like, what can I do? I obviously can't get out. I can't strap it on right now. Wait a minute. I wonder how thick the material is on the door. So I literally chucked the transponder in between the door skin and the metal part of the door, and I'm like, hopefully it works. And I'm out there, and at first, as you hear me talk about, I didn't think it was working until my numbers started clicking in. So I missed one lap. So on the board it says I finished 10th. I believe officially I finished 7th.
Not bad.
Yeah.
For literally making it out as the green was coming on.
I was convinced at one point I wasn't even going to be in that race. So a couple spin outs, some really good racing with a couple of drivers, a couple of other drivers, I think from the same team, the 07 and the 47, both racing them a lot. One of those cars didn't fare so well, but overall it was a really fun event. And fortunate that you couldn't be in it.
Yeah.
But I think that it was...
I had to give him a break once in a while. So.
Yeah, and what's fun is that, again, Saber Sparks out here for his first time seeing all these events happening before his eyes. Now, he just pulled on the back straightaway.
He's getting ready for a derby, just like me and everybody else.
Exactly. So he's watching this race going on. And, crossing the line, finishing everything up. There was one funny thing that happened during this race, and it was actually at the end of the race. I went through and manned all the cameras and took care of a couple things like I usually do. And once I did, I went to pull off the track. But the problem was the tow truck was pushing a car off the track, and I'm like, I'll just follow him out until he got stuck.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I went...
And you got a derby car.
I have a derby that's about to pull out. So I quickly cut my losses, pulled it around, and went down at the back straightaway. So I'm like, and following me out, Tommy, was another driver I believe might be in the Demolition Derby himself, Sean Brennan.
Oh, yeah. No, he's got to jump in a car, too.
Yeah, so there were a couple of us that were like, we got to get out of here, man. So it was kind of a funny deal. But, another solid top 10 finish in a skid plate race, and 2 events to go. We're halfway through the night.
Time to get beat up in the Demolition Derby.